because Joe Devine is on holiday. Where? Let's discuss. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Kaya Kainak.
Hello.
And John Mackenzie.
Hello.
And producer James.
Hello. Yeah, no Joe Devine.
Where is he, John?
That means we can do whatever we like. Right?
Yeah.
And no Steve as well.
And we did. And we did meander quite a lot back to the same points that we did before. But I think it was a good show. What did we talk about on today's show? Super Bayern Munich, Michael Olise Ballon d'Or. Get behind the campaign. Meek Madrid, although they were quite threatening. Very Real Madrid, weren't they? They were a little bit all over the place, but also very dangerous in attack. Then we brought that back to Xabi Alonso and whether he could sort out the absolute mess that is Liverpool. Again, if you're listening to this on Thursday morning and they've beaten PSG, then we sound stupid. But they didn't, did they? They lost 3-0. I hope. And then John came in with a Jondo. A rondo from John to do with Premier League managers. That was good fun. I was not very good at it. We played a separation game as well, because why not? Kaya came in with a very Arsenal-themed separation game.
Well, of sorts.
Of sorts.
Yeah.
You made sure to preface it with as much Arsenal, despite the player not actually ever representing Arsenal.
Well, that's
being
not
a
true.
legend, arguably.
That's not true.
Their rivals, yeah.
A legend of the... Yeah, well, I won't give it away.
And then we spoke more about Arsenal.
did.
Because they beat Sporting Clube de Portugal, having lost to Southampton in the cup. So no, not even a treble. Pathetic.
No, I've always thought 2 is better than 3, just as a number. Third the worst, second the best, as they say.
Bakary Sagna wore number 3 at right back, and he should have worn number 2.
Yeah, I always thought that was strange. I think it was to do with the fact that Abu Diaby was wearing 2 at
Shouldn't
the time.
be wearing 2 in midfield.
I also agree. No, I can't call out any of that. You said there was such force, such vehemence.
I do care about squad numbers.
Yeah,
quite
rightly
deeply.
Yeah, he's a squad materialist when it comes to squad numbers, aren't you? No shifting whatsoever for you.
My pedantry manifests in many different ways, all of them pointless. Squad numbers being one of them.
Hyphens being the other.
Hyphens in subtitles for videos presented by John is the other one. Yeah. Is it low block? 2 words or 1? Quickly, we have to publish in 5 minutes. Doesn't matter. 2. And then we speak about Manchester City looking ominous. I wrote in my notes earlier, and apologies to the Football Clichés podcast for stepping on their toes here. You only ever use the word ominous for a team in second place. Can anyone else be ominous?
You could guess how you could be ominously looking at the relegation zone.
I think Leeds have been quite ominous.
Yeah. Spurs, I guess, more so.
Lurking ominously.
Yeah,
could
true.
work.
But you've got to be 17th or
You can't. Yeah,
second.
you can't be ominously 10th. I don't think. Yeah.
Where are you looking?
I mean,
looking at the
Everton
conference
are
area.
ominously in the top half.
That's
In the
true.
context of your
That's
life,
true, yeah.
Everton are ominous,
Yeah, they are. They are leering over me as always.
but nobody else
No one else
can.
can.
No one else leering. No one else leering over John.
No.
And that's the show. But it was a lot of fun, and we wrapped up a lot earlier than we normally do.
Yeah.
Because we're more efficient without Joe, aren't we?
Yeah.
Where is he on holiday? I meant to ask.
Yeah, he's in Vienna.
That is the most Joe Divine place to go on holiday. What's in Vienna? What's the appeal?
Are there any
I do know
castles
this.
in Vienna?
No,
Let
I
me
do
have a
know
look.
this, and I've completely forgotten it. There's some reason why he went there.
Classical music?
I don't think so, but I'm sure he will partake while he's there.
Isn't there a big music?
Yeah, there's an opera house maybe
Something
in
like
Vienna.
that, yeah.
Schönbrunn Palace.
Yeah, you absolutely nailed it.
Thank you.
Schönbrunn.
Yes. Oh no, I don't think it does count as a castle. I don't know.
Well,
Schönbrunn Palace was the main summer residence of the Habsburg rulers, located in Heitzing during the 13th district of Vienna.
What are the Habsburgs? You did history. Which
Yes,
ones
I didn't do that bit.
you can't do all of history.
Yeah, this is the
to
thing.
be
People
fair.
always say to me, anything that happened in the past, oh, you did a history degree, you should know what that was. I don't think that's how that works.
Which part of history would you say you know then? Which is your best part?
I would say probably 20th century Cold War specific. Yeah.
I mean, that's nearly just people's memories, isn't it?
It's not mine.
not.
Yeah.
My parents remember that. You can't study things my parents know and call it history. I don't think that.
I
doesn't
think
count.
So the Falklands and the
that's not
poll tax,
history,
that's not
yeah.
history. That's just the
that's
past.
current events.
when I was doing my A levels at history, there was an option for a course which included New Labour at the end of it.
Wow.
I remember thinking that feels
97,
too recent.
97 onwards.
I was doing my A-levels in 2013, and I guess New Labour, Blair.
He was elected in 97,
Yeah, so it would come to an end officially 2010, right? Is that sort of
3 years ago is not history.
It wouldn't have been called New Labour immediately, would it? Or was it being called New Labour?
In the course it was, I don't know.
I think they called it that at the time. I mean, again, I was one when...
It's like when was World War II called World War II and World War One called... Well, because World War One was
the
obviously
Great
not...
War.
Yeah, because you don't go in being like, this is the first of many, lads.
Like with films, you don't call it Toy Story 1 when it's just the first Toy Story, do you? It's just Toy Story. So that one was just called War.
Yeah, I think Labour was just called Labour until they decided it was new.
Labour 1.
The Via Media, the third way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you can find out all about Joe's holiday in Vienna when he's back next week. I should use this opportunity to say join the Discord. There's a link in the description. You can talk to us, but don't tag us too often because John's a very busy man. He's writing a book, and his PR campaign for the book seems to be to just very subtly shoehorn it into not shoehorn. That sounds cruel. Just casually drop into broader points that he's making about something else in the hope that it's not exactly the media term splash, is it?
No, I'm doing the opposite thing. You know, the thing when people
drip, yeah.
I'm slowly breaking people down so that they'll end up in a Waterstones in 5 months' time and see a copy and be like, I don't know anything about this book, but I've just got a feeling I need to buy it.
Just drinking a warm bottle of Peroni. Oh, do you work with John? Do you? Oh, no. And the live show. I don't know if it's sold out yet. I don't have access to this information. Do you know if it's sold out yet?
I think it was very close to being sold out.
Okay.
So.
Well, if there's any tickets left, Leicester Square Theatre, September the 8th? 8th.
Or 18th. One of the two. Why is there a dog in
What is that?
Producer James is sneezing.
Was that a sneeze?
Sorry, that was a sneeze.
Oh, wow. That sounded
fever.
like a dog to me.
My crippling hay fever.
It is September the 8th, so get down to Leicester Square Theatre, not in Leicester. In Leicester Square.
Not in Walthamstow.
Not in Walthamstow or Soho. Near to Soho.
Is in a theatre, though.
It is a theatre. It's a lovely room. We performed there before. Anyway, enjoy the show. Well, where else to begin, of course, but with Real Madrid 1, Bayern Munich 2, a Michael Elise masterclass. The Germans' first win over Real Madrid for 14 years, and their first in this arena over 90 minutes for a quarter of a century. John, you've been singing Bayern's praises all season. Was this one of their better performances? Were you impressed?
I think the first half was a good performance, but the first half was very much like going back in time and watching, a Pep team against, I don't know, Mourinho in 2012 or something like that, where I think Madrid obviously came out not wanting to overcommit too much at first, and it just allowed Bayern to possess the ball around the opposition box, move it around a little bit. They're not necessarily the greatest team at breaking down low blocks, and one of the things we've seen from them has been, I think this season in particular, and something I talked about on Tuesday in my Did You Notice from Tuesday, the way that teams now aren't trying to break down low blocks in quite the same way, where they have, I guess, small space players who can just sort of pick these blocks apart. What they're starting to do now is decompress these blocks, try and pull them apart by resetting the play, playing back even to their goalkeeper and opening them out. But the first half felt pretty comfortable for Bayern in that respect. And then they came out second half, scored a goal pretty early on, and then it felt to me like they did the opposite of what you should do in that situation, and they sort of allowed the game to get a little bit more open, which suited Real Madrid. I think that's a combination of a few things. One, that they were 2-0 up, but and the way that they tend to defend with man orientation. They're quite zonal in the first half, but they simply allowed the game to just open out a little bit more than you would hope with Vinicius Junior and Mbappe in that team, and they were able to get into it a little bit more. There were some subs as well, which I think helped. So Bellingham came on, that helped. Brahim came on. They were a little bit more intense out of possession, which helped them turn the ball over a little bit more, made Bayern a little bit less comfortable on the ball. And then Eder Militao, I thought, was decent in terms of ball progression from deep as well. And that just allowed them to get into the game a little bit more. And in the first half, they were attacking mainly through just sort of chunking it into the channel and hoping Vinicius did something.
Yeah.
But In the second half, it just felt a little bit more like they did a bit more ball carrying. Jude Bellingham carrying the ball through the middle as well caused problems, and they just sort of did the thing